Hey, what's up? This is for Virgo 2019 November. All right, Virgo, I keep saying we because I'm so used to Miss A being here, but she'll be back soon. Anyway, this is G Allastrology, and what I'm going to do right now is give you your November frequency grid layout, okay? So we're going to be talking about the 1111 portal that's going to be opening. We're going to talk about the new moon, the full moon. We're going to talk about the galactic center, the greater cosmic consciousness that's coming on the 23rd. And we're going to then talk about Mercury. And, well, we've actually got two births this month. Two. We've got Mars and Mercury. So you're going to want to know where they come to life in your chart, where they become visible. Mars is a 2.5-year cycle. And so depending upon where this occurs in your chart, it's going to have a lot to do with you knowing how to move forward and what to focus on in the next 2 years. You're going to have a good idea because you're going to feel it. And it began on November 1st. So let's begin there. Oh, by the way, before I do that, this is All Astrology, where every subscriber is given one free high quality reading. All you got to do, comment your birth info below, and we'll hook you up. Now on to you, Virgo. Here we go. Let's start at the 1st, okay? So I know it's after the 1st already, but this is where Mars came to life. And for Virgo, this is exciting because it came to life, being reborn. It's becoming visible in your second house. Cha-ching! Second house is income. Second house is my money, my resources. It's the tangible things that I value. It's also, I shouldn't say just tangible, okay? I like to do both. I like to do physical and metaphysical. I acknowledge that souls, personalities, beings, we're all that and more, right? So I try to give a nice rounded view of what I see coming for an individual. And having Mars in that placement of the second house, it's about going after ways of creating and receiving things that you love. How do you get what you want? How do I get what I desire? This is the second house. Second house is also food, okay? So keep that in mind. Second house, that's a Taurus-ruled place. Taurus is food. Taurus is the five senses, okay? Taurus is also other senses other than the normal sense, sight, smell, touch, taste, and all that stuff. But it's an overview of Taurus's energies are, it is dependable, reliable, peaceful. It likes things to be beautiful. It's ruled by Venus, okay? So tangible beauty, tangible material possessions, depending upon where you are in your level of evolution, can be a big factor in a person's life. It just depends on where they're at. So having Mars there is exciting. I find it very exciting because, well, for a while I have been in that mode of trying to figure out how the hell do I make money? I need to figure this out. Well, if you've been feeling that way, Mars is going to help you big time. You have it there for 2.5 years. You're going to be willing to get out and do something about it. You're going to be in a place where you want to go after it, and you'll have the drive. You'll have the inertia, the stamina. You will have what it takes to create a stable financial future, okay? This is the potentiality of this energy. What you do with it is up to you, all right? Now, I realize there are differences depending upon an individual's specific chart. If you want me to look at that, you can do that. Punch in your birth info down below. I can go a little bit deeper. But in the meantime, understand this is a ascendant reading. This is a Virgo ascendant, a Virgo rising sign reading. So this is a general overview for the energies for this month. But I got to tell you, I love this month. It's like there's something here, awesome stuff here for everybody. Not just in the material plane, most definitely. It's definitely about, I'm sorry, let me turn this these indicators down. It's definitely a time this month where our soul steps up. Okay? So let's move on. That's to give you, well, that was basically what Mars is doing for you. Okay? And now we're going to go to the 11th. 11-11. So 11-11 is when there's basically a portal of information, of knowledge that opens up, okay? It's like, I'm calling it the information highway, just kind of like opens up and like this comes down. So be alert, be aware, understand that you're getting information, and what you do with that information is entirely up to you, okay? I'm a big believer in free will. I would like, because this information for you, specifically, the information highway, it's happening with Mercury and the Sun in Scorpio. So Scorpio is in your third house. What is there not to love about this? The third house. Are you extremely psychic? Because if Scorpio is in your third house is the house of communication. So in other words, Mercury is in a really good location in your chart. It's in its home, all right? And it's in Scorpio, which is, Scorpio is it's powerful. It's our past. It's things below the surface. It's deep stuff. So for a lot of people, there could be past life stuff. There could be stuff from childhood. There could be a lot of things coming up that we realize we need to release this shit, okay? We need to let it go, and we need to let, you know, I'm calling it, just let that shit burn away, baby. Just let it fall off and leave it behind, okay? Third house represents siblings, okay? I mention this because I mentioned childhood. I mentioned things from the past. There could be crap with siblings, neighbors. There could be stuff with, you know, again, depending upon your soul's evolution, you could be dealing with past life stuff, and that's fine. Don't let past life stuff trip you up. Okay, the only time past life stuff is important is if you can take something from it and it somehow helps you to move forward in this life. Got it? So pay attention on 11-11, all right? Now, the very following day is the full moon. This is going to be particularly important for you, Virgo. It's going to be particularly important because of the fact that the information you got on 11-11 and being having the Scorpio in that house, a lot of times when we're getting information from the other side, okay, that information that comes through, there could be, you're going to have to use a high level of discernment sometimes, okay? Don't be judgmental, whatever you do. I'm actually recommending to a lot of people, don't cut any cords, don't, you know, put your foot down and say to people, okay, I'm done with this, I'm done with you, I'm done with this situation. Don't do anything crazy or make any commitments to decisions until after the 21st of this month. I would actually wait till after the 23rd, actually, because we get more information on the 23rd. But Mercury actually, Mercury is born, comes to light again in this house for you, in your third house of communications. Okay, third house is also business. It's also marketing. It's also sales. It's social media. Okay, it's how we communicate. It's how we think. It's the house of the writer. It's the house of the teacher. It's the house of learning. Third house is an awesome house. Okay, the third house is the house basically of the white collar workers. I know how to talk. I know how to communicate, and I can make money off of that. And wow, who doesn't want to be able to just sit and talk all day and be able to make money? That sounds great, right? So there could be a lot of different things coming in. Now, because it's in Scorpio, Scorpio also has to do with how we share our resources. So I'm bringing all these things up because it'll hopefully help you to understand the information that you get at that time, okay? Again, I am recommending to people that you use the first 21 days of this month as a gathering of information. You're going to be getting information from up there. You're going to be getting information from over there. You're going to be getting information from people here in the physical plane, right? So it's information coming in from a lot of different places. But once we get to the 23rd, it's all going to get, we're going to get more information, and then at the end of the month, it's going to get even clearer. But hold on, let's back up a minute to 11/11. The day after 11/11 is the full moon. That is the tangible full moon in Taurus, okay? That is the grounded Taurus, okay? So what I want and what I'm hoping people will receive at this time is they might not be real clear on the information of 11/11, okay? Taurus comes around and it says, okay, we're going to ground this now. We're going to bring this down to earth. We're going to make this tangible. We're going to see more clearly because it's a full moon. So that should help. That should definitely shed some light. Now, this full moon is happening in your 9th house, Virgo. It's happening in your 9th house. The 9th house is your beliefs, your opinions. The 9th house is higher learning, okay? It's my philosophies on life. It is, like I said, my opinions. The 9th house is foreigners. The 9th house is long journeys, you know. So again, there's a whole lot of different ways that that can be broken down and looked at and analyzed, and depending upon your specific birth time. I dare not to go into more details. Again, you could always comment if you want services for us to go deeper for you and to look at that. That's not a problem. But 9th house and having Taurus there, you know, Taurus is connected to a couple of different signs. It is connected to Venus. It's also connected to Mercury in the sense that Taurus rules the spoken word. Okay, Taurus is known as, you know, we think of the eye of the bull, of bringing in the light, of the light bringer. And I say this because it's in your 9th house. Well, the 9th house, for a lot of people, like, that's their religion. That is where they connect to source. That is their belief or their unbelief of that and how that exists for them. So depending upon where you are, you can be in that spot where, again, I'm not even going to go any further because I don't have your chart in front of me. But all I can say is that you have free will, and that Taurus sometimes being there in that 9th house, for a lot of Taurians, I know a few who have, not Taurians, but Virgos risings, Virgo ascendants who have Taurus in their 9th house. And many times because Taurus is fixed, having that there in that house, you may have some very fixed ideas about religion. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Now let's move on to the next beautiful aspect of this month, which is the 23rd of November. We're talking Jupiter, we're talking Venus, we're talking the galactic center, okay? Greater cosmic knowledge coming through, greater cosmic consciousness, wisdom. Venus is abundance. Venus is, it's the harvest. Venus is beauty. Venus is peace, okay? Jupiter is, I add to things. Jupiter is the wise one, all right? Jupiter is, I can see from this very high level. Not as in I'm higher than you, but higher as in I can see the whole picture. Got it? Wisdom, right? Jupiter's King Solomon. That's my Jupiter, King Solomon, right? So this information at this time, it's, like I said, not just that specific day. There's going to be, I give 4 days following, 4, maybe 5 days following, where you want to just pay attention. Now, there's a download. Okay, this is a divine download. This is grace being shed upon all of us. This happens in your 4th house, Virgo. This is happening in your 4th house, okay? Now, this coming through in the 4th house is going to have to do with matters of the home, okay? Matters of the home. Family. Could possibly be mother. But because it's this beautiful aspect coming and it's being trined by other supportive aspects, it should be information. It should be something that's coming by way of a benefit. This entire month feels very beneficial. Even the horrible squaring that we've got with Mars squaring Pluto, there is still Neptune shining its rays of benevolence, shining its divine angelic help upon us all. We are all being graced this month, without a doubt. So use this time to set your new moon intentions. Use this information. Use these opportunities to set your new moon intention, which is 2 days later, or 3 days later, on the 26th of November. In that same house, your 4th house, okay? Again, home, family. This definitely could have a lot to do with childhood and releasing shit from the childhood, releasing shit about mom from the childhood. You know, whether mom was in the life or not, and whether what kind of a mom, whatever that is. There is going to be this thing about it, forgiveness. Forgiveness. This is a big theme this month. Forgiveness and release. Okay? And letting our soul's goals come through, because that's what this is about. If we can let go of that stuff, the more of that sheds away, the more of our soul will shine. Okay, our physical body, our personality is one thing. There is a soul that resides within this vehicle. All right, and so the more of this that we let down, the more of these emotional bodies that don't serve us anymore, the pain body that no longer serves us, then when we can release and forgive and let go, that's when the soul blows through and says, this is what we came to do. Now let's get up and do it. Okay? So please, please, please use your intentions on the 26th of November to set those based upon all of the researching and the information and the receiving we've gotten, that you have gotten, to set some intentions around home. What do you value? Okay? What do you need for emotional security? All right? This is big. Emotional security. And I feel like I want to wrap that up, but I'm going to end this with this very last thing, which is the Mercury retrograde. I didn't talk about it a whole lot because, well, there's tons of videos on Mercury retrogrades. Mercury comes to light. Mercury is visible. I already mentioned in your third house this month. Now, after the 21st, this is important, after the 21st is when Mercury not only becomes visible, but she's moving direct now. So the information we have after the 21st is good information. It's information you can trust. You can now make decisions, okay? And with that, Virgo, I'm ending it here. Bye.